Hey guys, I'm at my Airbnb in Sacramento right now, and this is actually a pretty rare opportunity because the whole house is completely empty.
Nice.
All my guests checked out 2 days ago, and I will have two new guests checking in tomorrow and one more coming next week. So it will be full again. So I thought it's a great opportunity to film this video and share how to be a super host in 2026. A little bit information of the Airbnb. This one is not your typical vacational home. I mainly host travel nurses and young working professionals who move to town. So they mainly stay more than 3 months. It's a medium-term rental. So if you're thinking about house hacking, renting out your spare rooms, or running medium-term rental, this video is for you. The reason why I started hosting is because I used to be a travel occupational therapist. I was living in different Airbnbs for 6 months during my assignment. And while some places were great, some weren't. Talking to different guests gave me the idea that I can also house hack and create a good space for other travel workers to stay. I've learned 7 lessons after hosting for 5 years about how to actually get good reviews and has a low vacancy rate. Lesson 1: cleanliness is everything. I have cleaning staff who help with the weekly cleanings, but I still like to think like a cleaner every time when I come visit. In general, I like to provide sanitizing supplies everywhere for the guests to use. Because I started hosting during the pandemic, I still have the habit of placing the sanitizing wipes and disinfectant spray everywhere, and the guests do appreciate it. Talking about cleanliness in the kitchen, I always check the refrigerator shelves and the pantry shelves when the guests check out and throw away the food that they left behind to keep the house clean. Also, there are only appliances that are essential that can be left in the common areas, like the coffee maker, air fryer, water boiler, etc. Other personal belongings from the guests, I would ask them to put them in their pantry shelf or the cabinets. I also have a special rule that the guests cannot put sugary food in the cabinet because one time there were a lot of ants coming in the house and I didn't know why. And later I figured that someone put their honey in the cabinet and it attracts a lot of ants. It took me a few months to get rid of them. I also know some hosts won't let the guests eat in the room. So if you are consider doing your own hosting, this is something you need to think about. For the bathroom, especially a shared bath, I will make sure it is clean at all time. One thing I like to do when I'm in the house is to clean the blinds because it gets so dusty so fast, and I like to clean them every time when I'm here. One of the best investments I've made is the robot vacuum because it can save you tons of time in vacuuming and cleaning. It can keep the common area clean and the guests can also bring it to the room for vacuuming. Very often I get some guests extend the stay because they think the place is super duper clean and their work contract get extended. Lesson 2: give the guests enough space for their personal belongings. I am hosting medium-term rental mainly, so my guests are staying longer than 3 months. They do need their space for food and for personal belongings, as a lot of them work long hours during the day. When they come home, they do want to feel welcomed, to have space for them to cook, to sleep, and to enjoy their downtime. I used to live in a few Airbnbs before when I was a traveler, a travel OT. I remember there were a few hosts, 1 to 2 places, that they will put their things all over the place, and there won't be enough space for the guest to store their food and their personal stuff. Because of that experience, I want my Airbnb to do better in terms of providing space. I want to make sure every guest will have their personal space in the storage shelves, in the refrigerator, and in the pantry, and also in their personal closet and room. So when they come in, they will feel welcome and they will feel like they're staying in their own home. Lesson 3: label everything and make self-service easy. I like to set up a system to make everything easy and self-explanatory, so I don't need to micromanage and be super hands-off. One of my tricks is to use labels. I like to use label a lot to put it on keys, on refrigerator shelves, on the pantry shelves, all the cabinets for cleaning supplies, laundry supplies, cookware, kitchen supplies, etc. So I don't need to answer the same questions again when the new guests come in. Also, they can read the labels themselves, so they can find the things they want easy without texting me. Lesson 4. Create common space that foster organic friendship. I realize a lot of guests who come to my place love to meet other people because they come to the place alone themselves. They do not know anyone when they first move in. So it is amazing if they can meet someone new and hang out with them who's also new in town. I knew a lot of my guests become friends because it happened that they come in at a similar time and they really clicked. So it's important for you as a host to have common space in your area for people to chat, to co-work, to eat, or to hang out, to create meaningful friendships. A comfortable common space can make a huge difference. Let's say the living room, the kitchen, or your backyard. You can try to keep the space neat and have more chairs and seats outside for people to use the space as co-working or to have a movie night together. I also have a little backyard for people to relax. The guest who just checked out is very outdoorsy and loved camping. He left some woods and his grill in the backyard, and I'm going to keep them so other guests can use them. It is always rewarding to see how people create friendships in my place. People will remember the nice conversations they have with the other guests and all the good time they've spent together. So that's why it's important to have some common space in your house to let people interact, to chat, so they can be friends. Lesson 5. Make the house a little more aesthetic. Keeping the house looks aesthetic can boost your booking rate drastically. You don't need to spend crazy amount of money. I'm saying you can have functional while aesthetic furniture to make your Airbnb stand out. For example, light stands and table lamps are good furniture to invest in. Having a full-length mirror in the room will be nice so the guest doesn't need to go to the bathroom outside of the room all the time. You can also match the table and chair. I like good-looking furniture that has outlets. It's functional and aesthetic at the same time. Lesson 6. Be proactive when problems happen. Another lesson I learned is to be super proactive when problems come up. Short-term and medium-term rentals is never a passive income if you are self-managing and you want to be a super host. What I mean is things can break here and there. If a guest is telling you the dishwasher is not working, then you do need to respond proactively and try to solve the problem ASAP instead of waiting a day or two. Recently, a guest said the bathroom toilet lid was broken. I immediately ordered a new universal screw and fixed the problem. There's another guest was saying there were ants in the house. I asked him to observe where the ants came from. At the meantime, I ordered some ant baits and spray and to let the pest control crew know about the situation so they can handle it for me. I think the guests understand things can happen and what they value is your attitude and if you are taking the responsibility to take care of the situation. People usually are very forgiving and what they want is they want to feel heard. So stay communicative is key and that's one of the big criteria of being a super host. Lesson 7. Build a reliable team. As your Airbnb business grows in the future, you may have more rental properties and you cannot self-manage all of them. I rely on my cleaning staff and my contractor like plumber and electrician a lot to help grow my business. Your cleaners are your main people. They will tell you what needs to be fixed when they go clean your place because a good cleaner will build a good relationship with the guest. So the guest will be willing to tell them what needs to be cleaned or what needs to be fixed. A good cleaner can definitely help boost and protect your reviews. My cleaner told me we need to buy new bathing towels and rugs. I'm in town today, so I'm going to HomeGoods to restock this. When you are not home or when you are not living in the property, your cleaner should be the one who keep an eye on everything and tell you what supplies need to be restocked or buy. Talking about repairing things in the house, you don't need to know how to fix everything. But when things start to break, you do need to know who to call. One time the dishwasher was broken and it flooded the kitchen. I had a contractor came right away and he fixed the dishwasher. So your guests didn't care who is doing the fixing. What they care is the response time and how fast you can resolve the situation. Being a super host is not rocket science. It's about running the business as if you're living in the space. So put yourself into other people's shoes and you will make the right decision. That's it for today. I will see you next time.